Yo, guys, what's up, and welcome back to the Marvelous Chats podcast. This is episode 177. Tonight on the cast is myself, Finto, and Alex, aka Zaberwolf. Tonight we're going to be talking about Peacemaker episode 4. We're going to be talking a little bit about the return of Gen V. It only just aired today. They had 3 episodes airing, so a little hard for us to catch up. Alien Earth and any other nerdy news in between. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Leave us a comment below if you're watching us on a replay. And without further ado, here we go. Yo, what's up, dude? How are you?
How you doing, man? I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not too bad, man. I'm not too bad. Not a lot to complain about. Work has been pretty intense this week. But other than that, it's been good. It's Thursday tomorrow already. Like the weeks are flying in. Big shout out to anybody who's here in the pre-chat. Dan, Griff, what's up, guys? How are you? Appreciate anybody who's always stopping in to hang out with us live. Yeah, like, man, I don't know if you do a lot of like 365 support, like Microsoft Office and stuff, but there was like this really weird issue happening in my main client, and like I noticed it. There was like one dude came to me with an issue where it was like, oh my, when I'm opening like SharePoint files, they're opening in read only, and I was like, okay, maybe they're not being shared properly or something, and someone else has the file open or something like that. Like, do you remember how like file shares used to work on a local server? Like if someone had the file open, someone else couldn't open it. I was like, I wonder if something like that going on. And I was like, but then the dude was like, no, this is a private SharePoint site. I'm the only one who has access to it. I was like, okay, that throws a bit of a spanner in the works. And then a second guy came to me with OneDrive issues, which is the same thing, but in OneDrive. And then I got another guy with the same issues, another guy with the same issues, another guy with I was like, oh no, this is growing legs. So I got onto Microsoft support. And I'd say in the last 2 days, I've spent about 5 or 6 hours with a Microsoft engineer trying to sort it out, and the two of us can't figure it out. And I'm just like, at least I'm not the only one who doesn't know what's going on here. Because like, if you guys are struggling, I was like, this must be a really weird problem. So it's been interesting, and it's still not actually resolved yet. I'm going to go in the morning, and fingers crossed. They thought there may be some sort of like a global incident with OneDrive, which I'm hoping maybe fixes itself and trickles out and so on. But yeah, I don't know. I'm scared. I'm trying to like get my team involved in it a bit more, just like, guys, this could be bad. Like, I'm trying to like put out a fire before it potentially happens. But yeah. Anyway, how are you? How's the week been for you?
Oh, good. Not too bad. Like, just been it's fucking league night for a few weeks, so won't be bowling like on the daily as I was a while back.
Okay.
But other than that, like, I'm excited to do some bowling like during the weekends. When it comes to work, like I can understand what you're saying, like with work, but I think we're like on my end, it's more of the I would say like the back end, where I'm like doing patching, working on hosts, and like troubleshooting any sort of like metrics that we have in the background. Anything that has to do with like messaging or any of that kind of stuff, that's on the dev side. And so like as far as I know, we don't have IT per se. It's more so like we do have an IT support, but I'm not part of it. Like that's I would say that's
different
like a completely different team. Yeah, like if I actually have contacted the IT support for certain things before. It's like, hey, my account's locked or something like that, and they'll help out with that.
You're gone a bit robotic. I don't know if that's just on my end or hello.
Can you see me now?
I can see you. Like you're gone a bit blurry. I don't know if this is happening for the chat. Can somebody confirm? I don't know if this is on my end or your end. I'm not sure.
I think it's me because some things refreshed on my end as well.
Okay.
Let me I have like 20 different tabs open, so that's my fault.
Close your shit.
It's the life of a programmer, man.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I think I missed a bit of what you said, but I know, like, it's funny because like the job that I do, I can't do it for myself. I basically like, so like, say for example, like if I'm like, working on somebody's 365 account or whatever, but something happens from my account, I have to reach out to IT, so I can't fix my own stuff, which I think is kind of funny.
Gotcha.
Because I don't have access to my company's like global admin for like Microsoft. so I have
Mhm.
to contact my internal IT support. So it's kind of funny in that sense. Yo, Todd, what's up? Welcome in, dude. How are you? We got Griff here as well. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing well, guys. Dan says he heard it. I don't trust anything Dan says, honestly. Um, and he's always the one who like dislikes the stream and stuff. I'm just like, I know it's you, Dan. I know it's you, you motherfucker. Basically, this week, funnily, we sat down last week, and I kind of felt like there was not a lot going on. And now this week, just out of nowhere, I feel like there's like so much stuff happening and like so much stuff coming. So it's funny how quickly a week can change things.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had Peacemaker episode 4 this week as well. Gen V returned today. I only by chance I was going to watch something else tonight, and then I opened up Amazon Prime and it was like season 2 is out now and there's 3 episodes. I was like, oh fuck. I was like, I'm going live in like 2 hours. I'm not gonna have enough time to watch all this. So it is what it is. I watched the first episode. I can kind of give maybe a bit of a brief kind of spoiler free kind of chat about episode 1. Just
Mhm.
for anybody who hasn't caught up, because I know it is very new, so I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. Like, I know we're kind of, we don't mind spoiling stuff at times, but like this is very new content, so I kind of feel like most of the chat probably hasn't even watched it yet. And then Alien Earth, I think there's only like 2 episodes left. I just watched the new one there today, and we can talk about that for a little bit. I know Dan watches that in the chat, so maybe he'll interact with that a bit. And they released another trailer for Zombies, which was again banger, like incredible. Like the trailers for this show are 10 out of 10. So I'm hoping the show is actually good. It's only 4 episodes, so you know I'm hoping it's going to be good. It's out on the 24th, so like the next episode of the podcast that we have is going to be jam packed because we're going to have Gen V and Zombies and Peacemaker. And like I watch it, like I know you're not watching Alien Earth, but the finale of Alien Earth as well. And what else? There's like, oh, I think there's other stuff on as well. It's crazy. Like it's just gone from nothing to like everything on at the same time. And I was streaming over on Twitch the other night, and I ended up just like chilling with the chat for a bit, throwing up YouTube, and I was watching a few trailers, and there's like so much good stuff coming out in the next couple of months as well, like movies and TV. Like we're absolutely spoiled at the moment. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Alien Earth is nuts. Great if you're watching it as well. I'm enjoying it. Like I'm not loving it, but I am enjoying it. It's. I'm trying to like switch off my brain and just try and enjoy it because like it is pretty stupid. Like so many of the decisions that people make in the show just like drive me crazy because they're so stupid. But at the same time, I'm just like, okay, this switch off. Like it's an '80s like alien movie, like on a TV show nowadays. I'm trying to like watch it like that, like I was a kid or something. But yeah, it is pretty good. One thing I really don't like about the show, and I was talking to Sharky about this offline, but they actually have like a dude in the alien suit like running around, and it's so blatantly a guy in a suit. Like you can see like his muscles and stuff. Like it's just fucking weird. And like obviously, I don't know if they're like trying to say it's like a slightly different species of xenomorph or whatever, but it's very like in your face that it's a dude in a suit with like a helmet on or whatever. Like it looks good, but it's just like you see him like he'll stand up on his 2 legs like a human, and I don't know, it's a bit jarring or something. I don't know, it's a bit weird. I don't know.
Hmm.
We'll dip into it a bit later on anyway, but um let's kick off with a bit of Peacemaker, I think, just because it's a show that we both watched and it's the thumbnail, so we'll kind of put it as the focus. Um what did you think of episode 4? I know you were saying we were speaking for a little minute there before we went live. You were saying you only just watched it, so it's fresh in your mind. I watched it last night as well, so I was very late watching it myself, and I kind of thought to myself, I'm not seeing any spoilers for this online. I can only let it kind of, I can kick it down the road a little bit and maybe watch it a bit closer to the podcast, so it's a bit fresher in my mind.
Hmm.
What did you think?
I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really good episode, considering that a lot of the things that we talked about and discussed are essentially coming to life. You know, the when I mentioned that eventually someone's gonna like come to a door and like want to explore it, like somebody's gonna stumble upon some shit, and then they're gonna want to see what's on the other side. And it just happened to be another universe where, it's Peacemaker as a kid with his brother and his father, and it looks like
I
a
I thought that was the main universe. I thought that was how they found the door. Maybe I'm
possibly.
Yeah, that's what. Well, that was my interpretation of it. I thought that was how they discovered the tech because I always it was the question I've been asking myself since day one. Like, how did the dad either create this tech or come across it? I always wanted to know that question. And then like, how did Peacemaker get all his gear and like where did they get all this stuff from? And I feel like that was kind of the answer. That was my interpretation of it anyway. But maybe you're right. Maybe it is a different universe altogether. But that was how I understood it.
See, and that's the cool thing about the show is right now it's left up for interpretation. If you don't,
Exactly. Yeah.
if you don't see a time frame given like in text, it could be at any point. It could be any sort of situation. It could be, you know, whatever you want it to be essentially. Like, and they can shape it as such. And I think it's
Yeah.
um that's the one thing I really like about making things ambiguous is that like you have free range now. Like you've if you think it doesn't work this way, then you can retcon it so that it can work another way because you didn't specifically state that it was like this thing.
Yeah.
So like keeping it ambiguous, great. If when you start making things concrete and then you retcon it, people get really pissy about that kind of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And I thought that was what they were doing in episode one of this season, where we see he opens up the multiverse, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is how they get rid of the DCEU, and steps into the DCU. And like maybe James Gunn turns around and actually writes that into the story down the line. Yeah, I suppose he still could change that, you know? Like we don't know that for certain. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, like I mean they could just make it a thing where they collide. I think that would be kind of interesting.
Mhm.
But as far as I know, this is all just its own thing. It could just be an entirely new set of universes, you know, in one spot. But because the movies and the shows exist, you can absolutely like make them clash eventually.
Yeah, I would love
So
to see like a crisis event where it's like Zack Snyder's versus James Gunn. Like as ridiculous as it sounds, I think it would be it'd put asses in seats, man. Like if you had like Cavill going against David Cornsweet and like the two Batmans against each other and everything, it would be an event, man. It really would. I think a lot of people would really want to see that.
So I'm not too familiar on like the any sort of crisis on Infinite Earths storyline. Is that like a fight to the death kind of situation? Is that why they would fight each other, or what's the deal?
Yeah, it's like it'd be like a evil Earth versus like the main timeline sort of thing. When they did it on the CW shows, it was like an Earth where the Nazis won World War II. So like all of like the Justice League and all the heroes were technically like Nazis. So when they came to the main timeline, there was like a version of the Flash who was like had like the SS logos instead of the lightning bolts and stuff. Like it was pretty dark and like, Supergirl's like married to the Green Arrow and the two of them are like the head of like the Fourth Reich or whatever. Like it's pretty dark and shit. But like if they were to do like a crisis event with the movies, I suppose you would have to turn around and then say like that the Snyderverse is like evil, I suppose, or like I don't know. You could do it like Marvel do it. Like it could be just an incursion or something, and the two worlds are going to clash, and then winner lives, and or so on, or I don't know. But there's been a lot of discussion this past week of a potential sale of DC to Paramount from Warner Brothers. So if that happens, maybe the whole DCU goes in a different direction if it's under different ownership. Like it's hard to know. You know what I mean? Like I know Zack Snyder's signed a contract to work over in Paramount. I think he's like directing and writing a new UFC movie or something like that. So he's got a partnership over there. So like imagine DC comes over there and then it's like Zack's already there working with them. Like, there's possibilities of some weird shit to potentially happen down the line.
And then we'll have South Park cross DC.
Well, I think South Park just lost I think they just lost their Paramount partnership over the latest Trump episode, as far as I know. I think Paramount cut them. So,
Did they
which I'm very,
really like
I
push
think
them
so.
out?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I read that.
Wow, what
Yeah,
bitches!
yeah. So, and I'm kind of pissed off because I have Paramount, obviously, and it's great to have all the South Park episodes there if you ever want to go back and watch some classics or whatever. Um. So yeah, if that all just gets pulled off the app very soon now, I'm going to be quite upset about that.
They had gold on their hands, man. Like it doesn't matter which company, which streaming company, whichever
Oh,
if
okay.
you have South Park in there, and even if they're making fun of you, dude, like they're gonna make you money
Oh
because
yeah,
they get
like it's huge, man. It's huge. And like
yeah
they tried to cancel themselves. Like, like they literally had, do you remember they did that season where it was like hashtag cancel us? And like they just couldn't get canceled no matter what they did.
yeah
So like, yeah, I don't know. I think Paramount just kind of, I don't know if it was by orders of the White House or whatever the fuck, but they literally lost their broadcasting rights. So I'm sure like Adult Swim or something will take them on, or they'll go somewhere. Like, I'm sure or they'll just start doing it themselves, like, put it up on fucking YouTube or something, or get a thing with Netflix or something. I'm sure the show's not going to just die, but it'll be interesting to see where it ends up. So yeah, we got
right yeah.
we got a comment here from Todd on Peacemaker. Um, I think Peacemaker is going to take. How do you say her name again?
Adebayo.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm terrible with that. Into the new universe, and people are going to freak the fuck out. Chris is going to work it out. That universe sucks. Like, I don't know if there's going to be like some sort of a like. Could they do some sort of like Secret Wars thing where they do like a kind of soft reboot at the end where it's like, we take the Rick Flag Jr. over, we like grab all the best bits from that and just bring it into the DCU by the end. I don't know if they're going to like go that far, or is it just going to literally be, you know some weird shit's going to happen here, and then like that door is just going to close and it's going to be gone forever. Like, I don't really know what the implications of this show are going to be, because a lot of this show was written around the time of like the DCEU still being around, and it's not like a brand new thing. So this was, as far as I know, was long written before Gunn started doing like Superman and Supergirl and all this sort of stuff. Like, so it'll be interesting to see, like, has he done some rewrites, or is this gonna just be its own thing, and then who knows, we maybe never see Peacemaker again after this. I don't know. I don't know how it goes, because like, while I enjoy the show and you do as well, not a lot of people are watching it. Like, I'd love to see the streaming numbers. I'd love to see like what kind of money it's making, because yeah, I haven't seen one spoiler. I never see people talking about it on Twitter. I never see any other videos, no breakdowns of it. Like, our videos like don't seem to really get much traction on this as well. Like, so I just feel like nobody's really watching it. Like, so is there a big enough fan base for them to keep making it, or do they just like put Peacemaker into like the next movie, or put him in like the Lanterns TV show or something, like just drop him in somewhere else and like Deadpool style cameos all over the place or something. I don't know. I hope it keeps going, but I don't know if it will.
I guess it just depends on what direction that they're deciding to take this. And so far, I don't think the show's been sloppy about it. I think they've been doing a really good job of setting up the kind of morals about it, and how as much as Chris hates the universe, like Adebayo is basically saying like, dude, you can't just take over another spot. Like, there's people here that actually care about you as well here, and you've got a life to live here, and you can't just take over another person's life.
It'd
Which
be it'd be so hard though. Like, put yourself in that situation where, like, let's say your life here is so shit, and you feel like you're in the darkest timeline, and then you actually get to step foot into a timeline where everything is just the way you want it. Everything is your dream. Like, you're famous, you're the good guy, you're part of the thing, like you're part of like the Justice League or whatever, like their version of it is. Um, like, it will be very tempting to just be like, oh, I've killed that version of him. I can easily just step into this life and never look back. Like, that's something he's obviously thinking about. And, he's got the girl that he wants, and his dad's alive and he loves him, and his brother's still
it,
alive. Like, he has
they're
everything in
talking,
that.
they're talking, they're
Yeah.
not they're not exactly together yet. They're talking, they're thinking about it.
Yeah.
You
No, but
know,
I
he
think,
doesn't he doesn't
it's
have
up.
everything but he doesn't well, you have to understand, he doesn't have everything set in motion. Like, literally, Adebayo said, you don't know what's going to happen. Things aren't going to be exactly the same. Although, like, and he's like, oh, I'm the exact same person. I'm literally the exact same person. It's like
Yeah.
we're working things out and whatnot. So like, when you're saying that, it's like he can't just set himself in there and assume things are gonna be perfect no matter what. If I was in that situation, yeah, like, it's a cool situation. Got to enjoy a slice of life kind of situation, but I'd go back to my spot because I got to make things better, dude. Like, I can't I
Grass
can't
is
just
always greener, I
abandon, like,
suppose.
well, it's either you're a hero or you're a coward.
Yeah. Like, again, I feel like the Earth 2 version of Harcourt like is like head over heels with this dude and like just hopes that he wants to actually put in the effort. Like I feel like she'd jump at any chance. That's the way I
Still
see
don't
it.
understand why you see it that way, man. Like like
Oh,
she
she like
literally was
fawns
like you
over
were
him and everything.
she was
I
literally like you're a dick. And you've been a dick and you're wearing dick clothes. Like you're a dick, dude. Like,
yeah.
and then you want to talk about trying to get things together. It's like, well, like I still have feelings for you, so like maybe we can work things out, but we have to talk about, what we need to do in order to make the relationship work. That doesn't sound to me like, oh man, I'm so for it, I'm so going after you right now. Like I can't see that at all.
Yeah, it's I've seen so I just want to talk about this real quick. So the Todd mentions the whole like it takes 4 days to hit the download sites. Like Todd, I believe, is in like Australia. I'm obviously in Ireland. Like we don't have HBO over here. I don't know about Australia, but um, like yeah, I have to download the show, and it's actually a struggle for me to try and find this show. So it kind of like solidifies that not a lot of people are watching it because like anytime like if you've torrented anything before in the past, like anytime something new goes up, it's there and there's thousands of people like seeing it and sharing it around like straight away. So it's never a problem getting a copy. And with this show, like I like to download like the 4K rips of it as well. And it genuinely takes me a couple of days to find a good copy, a good working copy of it, which is
Hmm.
crazy. So yeah, it's kind of sick. It's kind of sick. There's a theory going around, and Todd's talking about this as well. I think this could actually be real, right? So I saw a breakdown of a video on TikTok, and they were talking about how have you ever noticed in like the happy world we'll call it, that like there's no black people and there's like everyone's white, everyone's happy, all this crazy shit, and like they're like celebrating him killing people and all this sort of stuff. So some people are theorizing that they think maybe this is actually not a happy-go-lucky, smiles all around world. It's actually like a world where like Hitler won the war, and it's like Earth X. I think I can't remember. Someone brought it up in the chat last week as well. They obviously probably watched the same video that I saw, but yeah, they think that maybe this is like a world where actually Germany won the war, and they've like eradicated all other people, and it's just white people left, and like that would. That'd be a classic kind of James Gunn thing, in my opinion. Like it'd be so funny if, like, in an episode or two, that we get this crazy turn that this world actually is like fucked up and like actually not good on the surface, but it's all just a fad. And what they were saying about maybe taking over like Waller's daughter, imagine he takes her over and like she's walking around and she's the only black person in that universe. And then they're like, they start trying to attack her or something. And then Peacemaker's like, what the fuck is going on here? And then like they realize, oh shit, that's what people are going on about. Yeah. So that's what Todd meant by people freaking out. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Like that, that'd be pretty fucked up because then, like, that kind of solidifies that he has to stay in his Earth. Like that kind of scratches out, like, okay, actually, I can't live here. Like, it's an Earth where the Germans won or whatever. You know, I think that'd be kind of a very clever way of them doing it. I don't know if this is actually the story or not. Like, again, this is all just theory up in the air as far as I'm concerned right now. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
I
Stevie,
think
what
that'd
the
be
fuck?
funny.
I think it'd be cool as well. Um, kind of over the idea. It was covered in season one of. Oh, I never watched Creature Commandos. I heard it was quite good though. Would you recommend Commandos? I actually have it all there, so kind of waiting to start it, but I never got around to watching it.
I need to finish it.
Did you start it?
Yeah, I started it. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they have like clay faces in it and like Flag Senior and stuff like that. Like, and I think they were saying it was it the first technically the first project of the DCU, wasn't it? I think it was. Like it was out before Superman, and as far as I know, it's like technically the first thing in the DCU.
I mean, no, mm, I could have sworn it was. I could have sworn it was the Suicide Squad, Creature Commandos, then season one of Peacemaker.
I think, well, yeah, I suppose James Gunn's liking to say that the Suicide Squad is part of the DCU, but I think the DCU, like when Suicide Squad came out, the DCEU was still very much alive. Because
Uh,
the last
no,
movie the DCEU was Aquaman 2, which came out after the fact.
No, I'm talking literal timeline. It might actually be Creature Commandos first because Waller is still lead.
Oh, okay, I get what you mean.
Um, yeah, it might be yeah, it might be Creature Commandos, then Suicide Squad, then Peacemaker. It's basically like at a point where Waller's kind of like at a pretty low point.
Gotcha. Griff says it's Creature Commandos. I trust Griff. He
Gotcha.
knows
Okay.
what he knows what he's at. Watch Creature Commandos is pretty good. I will watch it. It's on my list. I think I'll watch it after Peacemaker. It's one I'll have to kind of watch on my own because my missus doesn't like watching animated stuff. So it'll be one I can kind of tip into if I have a night where I'm sitting by myself watching the TV with nothing else to watch. Like, oh yeah, Creature Commandos, let's throw it on. Technically, Suicide Squad was retconned into the timeline. Yeah, this is the whole kind of confusion of the DCU/DCEU because
We
we hear in this show the Flag's going out with the Enchantress, but she wasn't even in James Gunn's version. She was in the David Ayer version, but now it's technically was still around, so their relationship moved on past the David Ayer version into an off-screen romance in Gunn's Suicide Squad, and now we're getting reference to something that technically didn't happen in the movie, but we're kind of told it happened off-screen. So
yeah.
it's shaky. It's shaky.
Oh, no, I got it right here. So Paradise Lost is the very first part of the chronology, which hasn't released yet, as far as I know.
Okay,
Then Creature Commandos, then Superman, then Peacemaker season 2,
gotcha.
essentially. Like,
Yeah.
so
Well, I suppose like I was going on just like real world release dates of stuff rather than like what they're kind of claiming to be their timeline.
I
You know what I mean?
I mean, if you do that, it just gets really fucking
That's what I'm saying. That's
crazy.
why.
Like,
That's what's the shakiest thing about it is just it's
I,
all over the place.
I'd rather not follow like when they release movies. I'd rather follow like when they officially name like the chronology of it, because then it's a lot easier for us to identify like what is and what isn't.
Yeah. I remember in the commentary for Suicide Squad 2, so that's James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Gunn hinted that Flag and Harley may have had a relationship too. Hmm. Flag Junior, I presume. That's interesting. I suppose.
Flag Senior getting all
Yeah.
up in that senior business.
Senior fucks, guaranteed. It's Harley Quinn, like who's not going to be trying to bang? Like, let's be fair. When are you trying Taco Bell? Yeah, so Dan asking me about Taco Bell because the first Taco Bell in Ireland opened up there the other day. I probably won't try it to be honest. It's like a 3 hour drive from my house. Like I'm not driving 3 hours to get a Taco Bell,
It'll be worth it.
dude. Like when they opened up a Chick-fil-A, and it's like technically not even in the Republic of Ireland. I had to drive like nearly 2 hours into like Northern Ireland, which is technically the UK, to get a fucking Chick-fil-A. And when we got there, the queues were like an hour long to even just get served. And that's what's happening in Taco Bell now. And I'm just like, I'm not doing this shit again.
I mean, when you're in there, give it a shot. But when you're not there,
I'll let
it's
yeah, I'll let the hype calm down, and maybe if I'm anywhere close to it, I might stop
just
in. But
just
yeah, like
DoorDash it,
I
just to make
can't.
someone else get it
It's
for
not
you.
possible, bro. It's not possible. So like all like the Irish food reviewers on TikTok and stuff are like driving up and like reviewing it and everything. I saw a really bad review as well. Like I've heard it's not great food anyway. Like it's very cheap and stuff. And some people are
It's
like, I saw someone give it a 3.2 out of 10. Like and I was like,
you
that probably sounds about right.
you know why? You know why?
Because
Because in reality, it's actually one of the healthiest alternatives in fast food. It is actually not that bad for you compared to other restaurants.
that wouldn't really bother Irish people anyway. Like I suppose like we're always kind of like trying to find um like healthy food, I suppose. Like when the whole kind of Mexican like burrito phase and shit hit here, like everyone was like, "Oh, this is great. You can get like a bowl with like rice and chicken and stuff, and you're not like eating burgers and fries and all that stuff." And like that was kind of a big hit over here. Um, just my understanding of any time I've been in the States, like I've always been told, like, don't go near Taco Bell because it's like it's real kind of it's just like cheaper food, like
It,
quality wise. And
it's it's less quantity. The portion size is smaller, and honestly, the food is actually less greasy, a lot less
yeah,
greasy. And I think that's why a lot of people want to steer from it, in my opinion, because it definitely doesn't taste like it's fucking super unhealthy. It tastes like
yeah.
fucking, you can taste the ground beef, and you can
So that would
actually
be
have some of the
that'd be a good thing in my opinion. But I know what you're
yeah.
trying to say. Like, some people are like, you want like a kind of guilt, like a guilty pleasure meal. So you're gonna go and get like a fucking Burger King or something.
Yeah, you no, honestly, dude, Burger King is actually healthier, like on the spectrum of like burgers, because they actually
Yeah.
use like nutritional products. Like when they do the things like they do the Spider-Man meal and whatnot, when they had the red coloring for the buns, they didn't
Oh, Jesus.
use artificial food coloring. They used beet juice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They don't fuck around. Burger King and Taco Bell, those are my homies.
Yeah.
Those are my dudes. They like, I will eat at Burger King. The people that don't like Burger King, that think it sucks, they're the people that want to eat at greasy ass foods like fucking Carl's Jr. or Jack in the Box, when you get these two tacos that are just dripping in grease because they were sitting in the fryer for like over 10 minutes.
Oh god. Yeah.
Like like you'll see the difference, man. Like I will vouch for Burger King. They have good fries, they have good burgers. It's just so many people are interested in the more processed foods on the other side.
Do you ever look at the like ingredients differences from like the US to the like UK or
Oh yeah.
from it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
The
And like,
the corn syrup situation is horrible.
well, that's definitely one thing. But even just like looking at like say McDonald's, for example, like even just like the ingredients in their fries, like the list in America is like all these like chemicals and crazy shit, and then you go over to the UK one and it's like just like four ingredients. Like, so it's like, what the fuck is going on? It's insane. It's insane. You'd love the fast food over here, like, because it's a lot healthier. Like just by law, it has to be. Like, there's just a lot less shit in them. Like, it's real potatoes for the fries, and it's just a bit of fucking oil or whatever. There's nothing crazy going on. There's none of these secret ingredients going in there that like you can't even pronounce what they are or know what the fuck it is that you're putting in your body. Like, it's
Wait, we
crazy.
don't get real potatoes?
I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. I think the potatoes over there for you guys are like injected with loads of shit that like make them last longer, so that they like
but
have a longer shelf life. And all
but I
this
live
crazy
next to
shit.
Idaho where they have the potatoes.
I don't know, bro. You
I can't get
talk to Ronald, man. See what he's up to. I don't know. Todd says senior fucks and commandos. Let's go. Love it.
Yeah, he does. Like I think in one of the first episodes, like the first few episodes, someone's already trying to seduce Rick Flag.
I don't blame them. Don't blame them. Flag's cool. Todd was living on
Lots
Taco
of
Bell when
fun.
he was in States. Let's go.
I
Oh,
don't look,
okay. That's
you know
interesting.
what? I do find that interesting. Like, considering, I don't know, I feel like if you were to go to a fast food restaurant that's like kind of US based, that's moved over to a different country, like you would think that it'd be at least a little bit better because of, the
Better food
custom ways that
qualities and
they,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah. But
essentially.
like
But like,
McDonald's here, for example, like is like 100% Irish beef and all this stuff. Like, so like the burgers are like, you know, no preservatives, just like straight 100% beef, like no fucking around. And I know like whenever people try it, like they usually say, "Oh my god, it's so much better." Um, but I think there's probably like, again, there's probably magic to how they make some of these things. Like the Taco Bell in America probably has a bunch of stuff in it that maybe they can't use in the UK. But like that stuff has just over the years just been, made into the perfect formula to make this stuff as tasty as possible. So, if you're an American coming over here and it tastes maybe a bit different, and you're probably like, I don't like that. I prefer the one at home, and vice versa. Like, if I go over to the States, I'm probably going to eat a McDonald's and I'll probably prefer the burger back home because the beef tastes different. So yeah, I don't know. Like going around Europe and stuff like that, like McDonald's is always different. Like I always try and go, I always go and look at the menus because they always have all these crazy different items on the menus in different countries and stuff, which is really cool.
so quick question though, like, let's get away from fast food. Let's go into grocery. How do you feel about Kerrygold?
It is like the industry standard over here. You know, it's we wouldn't have anything else in our house. Like it's Kerrygold only. And I know it's kind of like a bit of a delicacy over there. Like it's really expensive over there, and they market it as like grass fed butter and all this crazy shit. But like it's just the normal thing over here, you know. Like getting like all this spreadable stuff like is something that like the older generation do because they have the habit of doing it, and you know they were lied to and back in the 80s and 70s and told that it was the the cheaper and better option and all this stuff. So you'll always see like in old people's fridges they'll have like the spreadable shit butter and all. But like anyone who kind of knows anything about nutrition or anything will get real butter, of course.
Dude, I like for a while, like I grew up on Land O'Lakes and sometimes like margarine,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
not
and
a fan of
that's the way it was
margarine.
here. It's not good. It's not good.
No,
Like again, if you have it on a piece of toast or something, you might not really notice like too much. But when you start spreading real butter on toast, you're like, oh, I'm never going back to that shit again.
yeah,
You know,
and
it's night and day.
same thing with Kerrygold. Like we have Kerrygold in the household right now,
Yeah,
and it's so good.
yeah.
Kerrygold, Irish butter.
It's amazing. I saw someone like putting up a thing like in a supermarket. It's gone up to like nearly $10 a block or something over there. Like it's getting like expensive because of the tariffs and shit. And I feel sorry for you guys because yeah, it's the norm over here. You know.
Dude, it's crazy. Even with the egg prices being hiked up as well. Like you go to a place like a Mongolian barbecue.
Mm.
It used to be that you can get eggs like from like the bar line. You can get as many eggs as you wanted, and then you can have them like cook them like with your stuff. Now, like you have to grab your stuff, go up to the front, and ask for one egg. Like you can't just fill up on eggs. It's crazy, man. It's too
Yeah,
expensive.
that's nuts. Doesn't margarine share like 22 ingredients with plastic?
Everything
That's
shares
scary.
ingredients with plastic, man. Like I don't give a shit anymore. As long as I'm not actually ingesting plastic, I'm fine. Like if
I
I
think
get cancer, then I get cancer. I there was only one instance of cancer in my family. It's a generation. If it gets to me, oops. But that's gonna suck. But you know,
and like I think everything just being so industrialized. Like I think we're as a species we're kind of fucked anyway. Like I think I saw a study that they were saying they were doing like don't ask me how I saw this somewhere online. I wasn't looking for the information, but they were saying like that they're like finding like traces of plastic in like men's semen and stuff now. So like imagine what that's going to be like in a couple of 100 years time. Like the fucking human race could be just wiped out. We'll just be
that's
infertile. Like,
fine. That's
well, it's not.
fine.
It's not our problem.
They'll
Yeah.
they'll figure out a way to combat it. They'll figure out a way to work like honestly, dude, like it's really not that big of a deal. Like it's like you said just a moment ago, like we're gonna find a way to you know fix it, and we don't have to worry about it right now. Unless you are trying to have a kid and you're becoming infertile because of the plastics, then please put your name out there, tell your story because people need to know that.
Yeah.
But other than that, like unless we're actually having a decline, I don't see the problem. And
Infertility
to
is
be
definitely on the rise, though. Like that is a fact.
I
Like
would say
the numbers are
abstinence is
going up.
on the I would say abstinence is on the rise. Like there's a lot of people who are like refusing to have kids. I don't want kids. I'm one of them.
There's
Like
that as well. Yeah.
and as far as like infertility goes, like I've not heard anyone say that like lately that they can't have kids, but there's so many ways for people to get or adopt a child.
Yeah.
There's they can go to sperm banks. They can go to like if they can take their egg, put it into the womb of a surrogate, and have it like fertilized from there, and then they can have a child of their own in there. Like it's still their child because it's their egg plus the sperm of whichever donor that they chose. I think it's like it's not like I really don't think it's a matter of infertility. I think it's more of a matter of like wanting a child.
Yeah. Just I've seen a lot of research on it. Like sperm counts are definitely down, like on like the global average, which is kind of scary.
Dude, we have trillions of fucking people here.
Well, billions, but yes.
Is it billions? Yeah, okay, my bad.
7 billion.
My
Seven
bad.
billion.
That's still more than enough. Like life will find a way, don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
I
The
know.
only reason why it matters so much pertains to the country itself. If the country doesn't have enough people to shell out, then we don't have enough people to maintain the defenses of our country and on the off chance that we get attacked. and that's like a political thing. Like in my opinion, I think that's a very strong ideal. Um, but like other than that, we have so much diversity. There's so many people coming in and out of here. Like I think we're fine. I think it's just more so looked upon because we're noticing people aren't having kids right now. It's like, oh, it's on the decline, but it's like, okay, like that's fine. We're gonna be on the up and up later on. Right now we're hitting a low. We're gonna get hit a high later.
I think Japan's in a lot of trouble at the moment. Like their like replacement ratio is dipping into like a dangerous level where they like the actual native Japanese people could be killed off in a couple of generations if they don't change. And I saw a thing that they were saying that there was people that were literally they're trying to entice people to come to Japan to have kids. Japan and Korea, yeah, yeah, they're in trouble, man. Which is like you know scary.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean,
then obviously you hear like China, like obviously you have the opposite problem, and then like they're trying to cap how many kids people can have and stuff. So like there's parts of the world where it's the opposite, but there are parts of the world where yeah, 100% like the population, like the replacement rates are not what they need to be. What is it like 2.1 or something like that? So there should be like two over like a little over two people born for every person that dies, if you want to keep
uh,
growth and keep going. But they're seeing the replacement rates going down and going into a negative, which is kind of
man,
weird.
their infant mortality rate is so fucking good though. Right now, I think
Oh
it's the
yeah,
lowest.
they live forever. Yeah.
Well, like
Um.
even the infant mortality rate, like if they have kids, their kids are going to survive more often than other
Mhm.
countries.
Yeah. 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 Let's talk about some Alien Earth real quick because I know there's some people in the chat that are watching. I know you're not watching it. Um. This week is like the second last episode of the season, and yeah, the show's been good. Like I'd highly recommend that you watch it. Maybe at this point, you may as well wait till it's finished and do a bit of a binge on it. But it's entertaining for sure. Um,
Mhm.
there's kind of a proxy battle happening between like some of like the leaders of the Earth and basically the aliens have crashed into the Prodigy area they call it, and the other area of like basically saying it's their ship. They need to like reclaim the. They're basically trying to settle it like with a payment because your man's like your ship crashed in my city. You've killed thousands of people. You've destroyed the half of the city, and now I want like 60 billion for damages and stuff like that. And your man's like, yeah, fine. I'll pay it. Just give me back the specimens and all. And he's like, well, actually, I can't really give them out yet because there's a 6-week fucking quarantine and all. Your man's just a bollocks. He just wants to keep the stuff and like experiment on it as much as he can. But like now it's gotten to a stage like where like xenomorphs are getting they're growing, they're getting loose on the earth and everything. Like so it's pretty intense what's going on right now. It's really cool though. It's really cool.
I
Yeah,
gotta watch it, man.
there's a xenomorph. So basically they made a xenomorph, like they kind of hatched one using like a human lung. And he's like come out and he's got a different like color head and stuff. Like he looks kind of camouflage in the head now. It's cool. It's really cool. They're like kind of pushing the boundary a bit, and they're kind of like changing stuff. Again, I've disclaimer. My alien lore is not great, so I don't really know like if they're fucking up some stuff or changing stuff in the wrong ways. I'm just kind of switching my brain off and just enjoying what's being presented to me. I'm really loving. They have like the whole story with like the synths, like this synthetic children who like their brain, like their minds got transferred into these synthetic bodies, and they have like superpowers and shit. Well, not superpowers, but enhanced like learning capabilities and strength and speed and all this sort of stuff. But they have the minds of children, and it's just really funny like seeing these two. There's these two male characters, and they're like an Indian guy and a black guy. And the two of them are just like they're like two 10-year-old boys, don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they keep getting out into these crazy situations, like adult shit, but they're still children, so they're kind of like getting freaked out and scared and all this stuff. But it's like they're
Mhm.
like super pots basically. Um, but the main one as well, like she's really cool. I feel like they're kind of underutilizing her a bit as well because in the first like 2 episodes, like she was a badass and like she had a sword on her back and she's like chopping xenomorphs up, but then now like since that, like she hasn't really done anything. So I'm kind of like sitting here waiting for her to do something, and it's kind of not happening. So that's kind of a bit of a downer for me.
Mm.
I don't know how Dan feels about that, but they kind of, I feel like they started her off as like she's the leader because she's the firstborn one and she's like slightly older than the others, but she seems to be the most powerful and she's like the creator's favorite and so on. So I thought like they were going to develop her a bit more and turn her into a bit of a fucking badass, like, but they've seemed to kind of like take a step back from all of the physical stuff and they've kind of gone into the kind of what it is to be human sort of side of it, where like one of the girls like starts kind of malfunctioning a bit and she's like gets kind of scarred by these events that happen in the show and they're like, oh, just wipe her mind. And the doctors are like, but if we like take stuff away, we potentially run the risk of changing her personality. We might change the very person that she is if we take parts away. And he's like, fuck it, just do it. Let's wipe her. It's fine. And she ends up getting wiped, but she seems okay. But then the other girl's like, oh, like, starts talking to her about something that was wiped. And she's like, what are you talking about? And then the main girl finds out that she's been wiped and she's like, what? Like, then she's like starting to lose trust in the whole process. Like, and yeah, it's cool, man. I like that's the part of the show that I enjoy the most. Like there's all these different species of aliens that are on the earth now, and it's like kind of scary to think about it. And I presume there's going to be some big lab outbreak by the end, and the Earth's going to just get destroyed. Because I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about this, but from my memory of the original movies, like they don't go to Earth, obviously. I don't even know if Earth is even really mentioned in the original 4 movies. So like by the end of this show, because it's a prequel, I wouldn't be surprised if the Earth is just completely overrun and the remaining humans that can get off they get off into space, and maybe that's where like Ridley's ship and stuff like that ends up where we first meet the crews of the original movies. Maybe that's my guess, but again, I'm a
Like
nobody
you think it's gonna
in the alien world.
you think it's gonna go back to like the Nostromo?
Yeah, I think the show will end with that ship maybe taken off or something because it's a prequel to the first movie, right?
Gotcha.
So maybe that's how they tie it all together. The Earth just gets overrun by different alien species, and they're just like, bail, jump ship, literally. So that's what I kind of think is gonna happen. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know. Maybe someone could prove me wrong in the chat. I don't know. But yeah, again, as I say, my lore is terrible. So it's a good show though. I highly recommend it. What else is on at the moment? Gen V is back, season 2. I watched episode 1 just to kind of give a spoiler free kind of little chat on that. The show kind of picks up after the second season ends, or sorry, the first season ends. Do you remember when Homelander came down at the end and he kind of like takes a couple of them prisoner and they end up going off and basically they do a bit of a time jump. And I don't know if you know, but one of the actors from the show died in real life. And while they were
Yeah.
filming season 2, Chance was his name. He plays Andre, the dude from season 1 who was kind of one of the main characters in season 1. He was like one of the highest ranked mutants, one of the highest ranked
Soups.
soups in the school. But basically, yeah, they kind of do a kind of thing like what they did with T'Challa, and they kind of killed him off screen. It's kind of a mystery as to how he died. Like they keep going, like, oh well, what happened with Andre, like all this stuff. Like they don't really tell us what happened, so it's kind of an off death killing. And I
Mm.
suppose maybe it'll develop the story a bit. But I was actually listening to a podcast with him like 2 days before he died, and he was like talking about how season 2 was so good and he got in really good shape and all, and was really enjoying like what they were making. And I think they had to go back to the drawing board and change everything, which is sad because we'll never get to see that version of the show that he was very proud to make before he died, which sucks. But I think what they will come out with in the end will still be quite good.
Yeah.
Time will tell. I'm very excited about the last season of The Boys. Don't want the show to end because I love it, but hopefully it goes out on a high. Like I think the main boys show has been fantastic the entire way through. Kind of dropped off a tiny bit, but not too much. I still think it's very enjoyable. And I know they're doing like a Vought Rising show, which is like a prequel about like Soldier Boy and stuff. So he's getting his own show, which will be good. I love Jensen Ackles, so getting a whole Soldier Boy show, fantastic. Say less. Plug it to my veins. Um, yeah, I don't know. Did you hear anything about? I think they were talking about doing like a Mexico one as well. I haven't heard anything about that one as a spin
I
off.
haven't heard. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one either.
So I don't know. Yeah, Boys Mexico. Griff just mentioned it. Is there any like news on it? I haven't heard anybody talk about that show at all. Like, is it in production, or is it just planned? Like, is there scripts? Like, I don't even know. Um, I don't know. I'll obviously check it out, but I feel like there's probably enough going on right now. Like Gen V, The Boys, and VOT Rising, I think is probably enough, in my opinion. I don't think we need a fourth show. I think it's a bit overkill.
I mean, if it's its own like original script, then yeah, I agree with you. If it's like something that's actually in the comics, that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, like I suppose like they seem to be tying like The Boys and Gen V together quite well, and the VOT Rising show will obviously tie in to the main show because we're getting to see all of them. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe something happens to Gen V two where they go to Mexico, and then that kicks off the kind of tie into the Mexico show. Who knows? Um,
Possibly.
yeah, we have more news on the VOT show than the Mexico show. Yeah, I saw Soldier Boy. They released there's like a image going around of his suit for that show. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool.
Nice.
And there's I believe that all the Supernatural boys have shot their scenes for season 5 of the boys. Like they're finished. They're all wrapped. I heard, and I don't know how true this is, but I heard that they actually play Sam and Dean in the show, which is
Oh,
fucked
that'd be
up.
great.
Yeah, I don't like. I was expecting like Soldier Boy to run into like Jared, and he's just some new character that we don't even know. Um, and then like Misha's in it as well, like Castiel. But apparently, from what I heard and how true this is, they're actually playing Sam Dean and Castiel. So I don't know if it's like I don't know how I feel about this. Like, if the scene that we see of them is just going to be like somebody watching TV and they're watching Supernatural or something, I kind of feel like I don't know. They could have just like shown a scene from the show rather than like getting everybody hyped up that they're bringing the boys together, and then it's like they just shoot some random scene that was never in the show or something. I'm just like, that's a bit strange to me. So,
I'd be more inclined to see if I'd be more excited to see if they decide to do like, let's say, how they're always on set for things, like
mhm,
they're always doing like shows, interviews, and like scenes for things, or doing another movie and whatnot.
yeah,
How funny would it be if like they actually did like a crossover, and they make it so that Supernatural is actually a show in the show, but they're on scene for like an episode of Supernatural, and it's like um
is
like VOD. Like,
Jensen, or is he like Soldier Boy playing Dean Winchester?
see, that's going to be the interesting thing. Like, how funny would it be though, like if it's not, like if it's just like, oh my god, is it Jason or Padalecki? I can't remember his
Jared,
name.
Jared,
Jared
yeah,
Padalecki and Misha. Like, imagine if it's those two, they haven't, like, they're doing a scene that doesn't need Dean, or that
yeah,
they're looking for Dean, and then you have like Soldier Boy like coming into the mix. Maybe he's like revived like from his stasis,
yeah.
and they're trying to do like a shot, and he doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and
It's like the
I
French mistake, but it's them being in the VOT world rather than the real world. Is that what you're trying to
right,
say? Yeah,
yeah, essentially.
yeah. Well, like the French mistake, the episode where they go to the real world, like that is probably the best episode of Supernatural ever. Like, and it's yeah, it's a very, very much a fan favorite. So if they did it like a tip of the hat to the French Connection or whatever it's called, that would be very good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like that. Yeah. I don't know. I'm skeptical because I was hoping that like they'd make Jared like a cool hero or something, and then like Misha's like an FBI agent or some shit, like like, and then the three of them just like cross paths naturally in the boys' world rather than them
Mhm.
being Sam and Dean. I would have preferred that, but maybe it'll make sense. I'm hoping Kripke treats it well, which I'm sure he will because he still very much loves the supernatural world.
Mhm.
So, um, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? That second trailer for Zombies, man. Did you see it?
Yeah.
That scene of Spider-Man throwing Stormbreaker, so cool, so
Yeah,
cool.
like there's a lot of good scenes in the trailer. I'm still kind of skeptical considering that it's only like 4 episodes.
Mhm.
I know that the comic runs aren't really that long either.
Yeah,
Um, but I don't know. It's hard. It really is hard for me to take in this new type of setting for Marvel Zombies. I'm pretty sure it's going to be cool just based on the combat alone.
Yeah.
Um, but like, when they converse about things, I really hope it's going to be actually serious stuff, or maybe something that's interesting rather than just quips back and forth. I see Red Guardian again, and I'm like, this motherfucker. It
I I did
haunts my
a
fucking dreams, dude.
I did a reaction, and I like when I was watching the trailer the second time and he came up and I say it in the video. I'm just like, I love how much Alex hates this guy.
Because that's all he's for, is just being loud and being
Yeah,
obnoxious.
yeah. No, I know. I wonder, will he have like that a kind of like epic moment that like kind of like revitalizes the character or something. I don't know. I think that is literally just all he's there for. Is just to be like
Which,
a budget Captain America who's just a loudmouth Russian guy. Like that's all he
well,
is.
and then like, I don't know, like for me, uh, I would say in terms of what they're doing for all these different characters and trying to get us to like these different characters, a lot of the times they're giving us these characters that don't necessarily have powers. Like,
Yeah,
to be completely fair, Spider-Man, great. Scarlet Witch, great. But they're probably going to be focusing on a lot of the main covert ops people, because those are the easiest to probably animate, because they don't have any powers. You don't have to worry about what kind of, effects that they have.
yeah,
Spider-Man, literally, it's like that scene with the webs. We're probably only going to get like a good handful of those, like kind of like epic moments, and they've already spoiled one of them, in the trailer. I think a lot of the times when you have those kind of really strong moments, you really should just leave it in the show.
mm,
Give us a lot of the, like, the covert ops bullshit, because like that's just normal humans fighting zombies.
yeah,
I really don't care to watch people shooting at zombies. I've seen it over and over in my, like, throughout the course of my lifetime. It's no different. They don't have anything really, like, the in my opinion, some of the greatest moments in zombie history are like Michonne with her
the
katana.
sword. Yeah, so
you
cool.
you you have Ash with this fucking chainsaw. You have like different characters utilizing different weapons other than a fucking gun, because like I'm tired of guns.
Yeah.
And
That
and
first scene where you see Michonne and like, cause I loved Walking Dead back then, and you see her walking and she's got the two zombies like at either side of her to
chained
kind of
together,
mask her smell, and
and they
then
have the
the
jaw
jaws
like
off.
ripped off.
Yeah, so cool. And then she's just like cutting through them like fucking like a hot knife through butter. Like it's epic, bro. Because I remember
Really
thinking to
good.
myself, never thought about a katana in like a zombie apocalypse, but yeah, obviously you don't want to be getting too close to the zombies in real life. But like if you had a weapon like that that was that fucking good, that sharp, that just and it made it that simple, you could just like quick swipe, just walking past them,
Yeah.
just chopping them up. Like, yeah, it'd be so cool.
See, and I know Blade likes to use guns every now and then, but he also does have his katana, which
Oh
I think
yeah.
is like when we see it, we've already seen it in the trailer, which I thought was like, I wish I kind of I wish they hadn't made it to the point where like he finished the fight. You know what I mean? I really wish it was
Mm.
more so like things are going crazy and then it cuts out.
Just even
Like, so,
have them like show us the Moonlight logo. Let us be like, show us the
yeah,
fangs. Let us know it's Blade, and then the blade comes out. That's it. That's all I want. Don't even
and then
show
like,
me anything. Just
yeah,
like, and then like people would be like, "Hang on a second, was that like the Moonlight logo and Blade together? Like, what the fuck is going on there?" And then just leave it completely up to the imagination. I know you need to have these like jaw-dropping moments in trailers sometimes, like to try and get people to watch it. And
yeah.
that first trailer I think could be one of the best trailers that Marvel have ever made. Like I think it's a fucking perfect 10 out of 10 trailer. It's incredible. But yeah, you're probably right. Like there is probably a bit too much going on in it. So like they could have maybe left some of it out. Marvel just
It's
love doing that though, and I think they need to do that because they just need there's so much content out there that I think they're like, we need to tell people this is how cool this is gonna be. We need to get people to be like, you really need to watch this one, guys.
Yeah,
Like
but they don't need to be.
I'll never forgive them for putting Hulk in the Ragnarok trailer. I'll never forgive them for that.
Oh yeah, they should have left that like
Could you
as a.
imagine? I would have thrown my popcorn in the air if I saw that for the first time, just blind. Could you imagine? Like how good that would be? Just like, oh my god, it's Hulk this whole time. Like, you'd be like, holy shit. It would have been so fucking good. Because no one expected Hulk to be in that movie. like from the original trailers and stuff. Like unless you're a diehard and the second they mention that planet, you're like, oh shit, okay, this is they're doing World War Hulk here. What the fuck's going on? Like, then like 90% of the audience hadn't a clue what was coming. And it was just a really, really spoiled like surprise.
I think what would have been cooler though is if they showcased the trailer for Hulk, and even though we were like, oh well, now we know it's Hulk, then you actually go into the movie and it's fucking Beta Ray Bill. Like
Yeah,
that would have been fucking sick.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Uh yeah, I don't know. I think the show's gonna be good. Someone in my chat the other day was saying like that I don't know if they knew this information or if they were just hoping, but they were saying that the episodes were gonna be an hour. And if that's true, then you're at least we're getting 4 hours of zombies content,
Mhm.
which I think would be like good. Like if I honestly would be surprised if they're over 40 minutes long. If they're over 40, I'd be shocked. And that's with like 7 minutes of trailers, like the way Disney Plus or 7 minutes of credits at the end. So really it's only like 32, 33 minutes. But I think if the full runtime of the episode when you press play on Disney Plus, if it says more than 40 minutes, I'll be surprised.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So an hour would be fantastic. I would love that. But I won't hold my breath.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, like, the track record's not fantastic right now, but hopefully this maybe raises a little bit of excitement for a lot of people. I know,
Yeah.
like, the main reason why they're doing this is because I believe the industry like kind of thinks that everybody just loves zombie flicks,
Mm.
and I'm kind of tired of it, because there's it's been done so much that it's kind of been drilled into the ground, and it's like, yeah, what else are you gonna do? Like when are we gonna have like another like unique moment like we did like when we did it with Evil Dead, or when we did with Army of Darkness and stuff and such like that, like having different situations for people who have fought like enemies of the undead.
Yeah.
It's rare sight.
Yeah. It's one of those genres. It's kind of like the horror genre, like like slasher genre, for example. Like it has a built-in fan base. To where like I think they know that they can always make zombie movies and there's like a default crowd that will always go and see the zombie stuff. It's not pop culture stuff. Like, obviously Walking Dead became like a massive, massive hit and they've had like 4 or 5 spin-off shows. Like obviously people are still watching it. I think I saw a clip online. There's still a show, like it's still going on, which is crazy. But I think like Daryl and what was her name? Carol, the old woman, like they've just landed in the UK or something. So like they've literally traveled across the ocean. So like again, I know I stopped watching that show like around season 6 of The Walking Dead. So I haven't a clue what's going on in that show, but I saw a clip of them arriving in the UK. And it's like Carol says something like, "Hey, the steering wheel's on the wrong side in the cars. What the hell's that about?" Like, obviously they've never been outside of the US. Like, but that's how far that universe has gone. Is that like somehow they've managed to get from the United States to the UK, which I presume if they're on like a small little boat would probably take them weeks. Like that's insane. But people are obviously still watching it if they're still making it. Like they don't make these things for free and they don't make them to lose money. So there obviously is people watching it. But yeah, I'm never racing to watch zombie stuff myself. I feel like I've seen enough. I'm the same as you. Um, if they made like Scream 11, I'll probably watch it, but it's not something I'm like counting down the days for. You know what I mean? It's yeah, I don't know. Same with like all these like, Exorcist movies and like, ghost movies and stuff like that. Like I saw the fourth Conjuring movie there like 2 weeks ago. Great. Like, you know, I'll probably never watch the movie again, but I'll still go see it. Like, it's like just you kind of have to experience it sort of thing. And I think that's what a lot of people feel about the zombie stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's still like it's just one of those things where it's like, man, I can't believe you guys like this stuff so much. But I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't like that people love. So like I
Yeah.
can't really, you can't really put yourself in their shoes and just assume that they need to like what you like or dislike what you dislike.
Look at Friday the 13th. There's like 15 of those movies or something. Like it's insane.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
And
like
like they're not good. And like you could make maybe 3 of them and the point's been made. You know what I mean? Like, how many
Right.
times does Jason need to come back? And then like they did like the whole like Freddy versus Jason stuff. Like it was kind of like what they did like Alien versus Predator and all. Like these
Mhm.
movies like started crossing over and everything, like because they just got desperate. And then like they start to reboot the whole season, and Freddy gets a new reboot in 2010 and all this stuff, like in Nightmare on Elm Street 6 and fucking that's just crazy. Like again, people love them and people will just go and see them no matter what. I think they're kind of date night movies and stuff like that. A lot of people will take a date to a scary movie because it's kind of thrilling and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think we need like 15 fucking Jason movies. But here we are.
No, no.
I think are they filming like Scream 9 or something at the moment? I think there's like
Yeah,
8 or 9
they're
I think they're on now.
they're definitely working on another Scream movie.
Yeah.
It's
Like
fucking
and they
ridiculous,
did it
man.
they did a Netflix show about Scream as well, and again like I love the first Scream movie. Second Scream movie I think is good as well. I was kind of the right age to watch that one. And like for me, if I ever want Scream, I'll just go back and watch the first two movies. I don't need like to watch Scream 7, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But I suppose they need to kind of do them for the new teenagers and make something relevant with like new actors and stuff like that and current tech. But I think if the teens of today went back and watched the first one, I think they'd love it even more than what they're making today. But that's just my opinion.
No, I agree with that. I
Yeah.
could definitely agree with that.
Talk to me about the Demon Slayer movie, bro. I went to see it on Sunday.
Oh, you
I
did?
really enjoyed it. Yeah, yeah, it was cool.
Uh,
I saw the dub. I know you're very against that, but uh, I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool. When I went in, I sat down. I had to go to see the movie by myself. None of my friends or my missus, no one likes anime, so I had to go alone. And I went to like literally the last showing of it here, and it was like
mhm.
half eight on a Sunday night. And I walked in, and I sat down at my seat, and like there was maybe four people in the entire screen, and the screen was pretty big too. I was like, man, I feel so alone right now. I was like, but then people started trickling in, and by the end of it, I'd say there was probably about 20 of us watching it. Um, Sunday night, like it's probably not a really popular time to go to the cinema anyway, so like I'm not blaming it on that. But the movie is a gigantic success. Like I don't know if you've been paying attention to any of the numbers or anything,
Oh yeah,
but
it beat Spirited Away,
it's
which
it's
is
the big isn't it the biggest Japanese movie of all time now or something in the box office, like performance
no,
wise?
no, I think it's Mugen Train that might have been number one.
Uh,
It might catch up. Like I'm not sure if it's already caught up by now, but like it's
the
um
last I checked, it was on 315 million globally. I believe it's the number. It's on 384 as I check right now. The Canadian and US box office is 81 million, which is, and it was like 70 on the opening weekend, which is I believe, is the biggest like animated movie release, like anime, like foreign movie, like Japanese movie into the US. It's the biggest one in the world ever. So it
hmm.
literally broke that record. So like it's insane, absolutely insane, and it's justified. Like it's fucking fantastic. The fight scenes were just so cool. Like getting to see them like just free falling through the Infinity Castle the whole time. Like it was just it was so cool on the big screen. Um, the upper two was cool. Just like that fight with the girls, like it was really good. And the upper three obviously was even better. Bigger fight. How did you feel about like the whole backstory of like the upper three? And for me, I felt like the placement of that story in the movie, like it felt a bit weird. Like it was like so far to the end of the film that it kind of felt like we're 2 hours into the movie and now we're getting like the backstory of the upper three. I understand it's a three-parter, like so, like if you view it all at the end, I'm sure the placement won't even matter. But with it just being a standalone product, I thought maybe if they had played that backstory like an hour before, it might have flowed a lot better into the last fight because it just felt like the action was just pumping up and then boom, we're in the storytelling mode again, and then it just kicks back in and then the fight's over, and I was like, oh, that kind of felt a bit strange pace wise.
uh I mean it's actually integral to the story. The only reason why he
Yeah,
was able to get that to get that flashback was because of the memories being placed right back into his memory. Like it's basically
his
he
skull
was a
reforming. Is that what you mean?
The
Like
skull,
when it's
not even that, just the fact that like, Tanjiro's just exuding a memory that he once lost of a character that he once knew,
Mhm.
and then realizing that he had a past. So like having that moment after the fact of like, when his head falls off, like, is very indicative of him being able to take time to like remember or reminisce about that memory, and then coming back from that point and wanting to essentially like, say no, fuck that, like I'm here to win, like I want to win, I want to keep going, and then being stopped and told like it's okay, you can let go now. Like that's the whole point of that, is to, you have you have your massive fight, and we've talked about this before, like it's the roller coaster. You have your massive fight, you bring up, you get to your climax, you get your drop. Now you have to kind of do the build up again, like you're building up within the backstory. You're understanding who this character is, what he was when he was a human before he turned into a demon, why he's even a demon in the first place, which from what I surmise, it's like involuntary.
mm,
It was absolutely involuntary, because like Muzan came by, he's like, I heard there was someone strong here, that's
yeah.
just been killing people.
Yeah,
And
he went thinking it was a demon, and he's like, "Hell, it's just you. Like,
yeah, it's
you're
just a
obviously
human.
strong. I'm gonna make you one of us." Yeah,
And
yeah,
he
that was
forced
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he forced it, but because he also forced it, like, Hakuji was like, I don't care anymore.
he had
He
nothing
just
left.
wants to be Yeah, he
So,
just wanted to be the strongest.
mm, yeah, it was
So
cool.
by showcasing all of that after he'd lost, is like indicates that moment, like, no, I don't want to lose, like I want to continue being the strongest, I want to get stronger. And so
Mhm.
you get this false sense of like hope that maybe he was going to go down, because then he starts free forming much like Muzan, because he's starting to evolve, and then he stops himself because he's done and he's
Yeah,
tired. And
mhm.
I think that that's a very big defining moment, because we like, who knows, like what if he had done this, like been the same way as Muzan, and essentially just regenerated himself, and then it's like it's fucking hopeless.
Yeah,
But by showing that like he still has a bit of humanity within him that he just lost, um kind of seals the deal, and then brings him back to that last moment where he just fades away essentially.
yeah.
And then it and then it just like it ends. Like, in my opinion, it's a very beautiful moment. Like you don't need to
He's
that
free.
that was yeah, and that was the whole point about that, Pinto, is like you don't need to fight anymore. That was the whole point of that segment, is you
Oh,
don't need to fight
I
anymore.
loved it all. It's just I felt like it probably, if it had happened maybe 30 minutes before, that it would have just, the viewing of it would have maybe just flowed a little better for the viewer. Like, I love all the content. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not giving it about the fact that the story was told. It was beautiful. It was fantastic. But I just, if it was me putting it all together and cutting it all up, I probably would have let it happen a little earlier. Is all.
But yeah, but like, how do you weave that in? Like, do you want to stop the fight midway and then do a backstory?
I would have had the backstory maybe a little sooner in the fight, yeah, and then maybe we cut away to, what's the yellow dude's name? Like, who has the Form One master? I can't think of his name. The guy who I always hated.
Oh, Zenitsu.
He was so good in this. I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit! I was like, finally, like I'm seeing like some good out of him, like because he's just been really annoying for me, like in the show so far. But he was a badass in the film, man. It was so cool to see. He was fucking running around like the Flash and all. It was so cool. It was epic, man. So many like moments I was sitting there just thinking to myself, like, I'd love to see them try and adapt this into live action. I know it will be very difficult to do, like with just all the effects and the powers and just how they're all so different. But something like this in live action, I was like, this would be so fucking cool. I was sitting there just thinking, how would I pull it off if I was trying to adapt this into real life, you know?
It'd be very cheap. I don't think that like you would need an immense budget for
Yeah,
that.
I think they like, with how good this is doing now, with how good this is, I think they could probably justify this to a big studio. Like, guys, the anime did this amount of money. Like, if we make a movie right and it pops off like this, but in live action, this could be like the next big thing.
Just
You
go
know?
watch the play.
Yeah,
They do a play of this.
yeah. It's they, the studios though, man. They want the big blockbusters. They want the summer blockbuster, and they want everyone fucking asses and seats, popcorn in hands, watching it on the big screen. That's Hollywood, baby.
Yeah, but as far as I know, I don't think there's ever been an ultimate successful live action rendition of any animes. I think the closest was Attack on Titan.
Didn't even know they. I think I remember you mentioning it before. Didn't even know it existed. Never even heard of
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah. They do
And it
live
was
actions
good.
of
Was
everything.
it
So
good?
like, I never watched it, but
Okay.
from what I understand, like the ratings were better than most adaptations.
Okay.
They've done all kinds of ones. Like they've done Rurouni Kenshin, they've done Attack on Titan. I think they've done JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. They did what's it called? They did oh my god, Death Note. They did
Yeah.
Death
No.
Note.
Yeah. Was
They
that a
did both.
series? Was that a series on Netflix or something?
Possibly, I can't remember. Or it might have just been a whole movie. It was with Zac Efron, as far as I
Oh,
remember,
Jesus. Well,
and it was horrible.
he's a big star.
Yeah,
It
no,
was horrible.
um, and the Shinigami was voiced by what's his name? Oh my god, Norman Osborn,
Willem Dafoe,
Willem Dafoe. Thank you. Yeah.
legend, great voice. Like
Oh yeah,
he does he do a lot of anime,
I don't
like
know.
animated stuff? He
I would
should.
assume so. I would assume
Yeah,
so. I mean, Christian Bale did the voice for Howl's Moving Castle. He was Howl's.
I heard about that before. Yeah.
It's fantastic. They do some really good stuff there. I swear Billy Crystal was Calcifer. They put a lot of like high names in Studio Ghibli movies, and that's why they get a lot of praise like for their dubs. Like they pick the perfect people to do the renditions for those characters, and it's not overly done, it's not underdone, it's just right. For some reason Studio Ghibli just knows how to pick English voice actors and make them sound perfect.
Love it, love it.
But
And go on.
overall the movie's great. I still think that the placement of the memory like makes sense. I understand that like maybe it could have been put elsewhere, but the more I think about it, the less I want it elsewhere, because if you put it between fight scenes, you're basically breaking apart a lot of the moments in the fights that are so spectacular when done. If you see all of the different fights that occur, even like in, let's say, the entertainment district arc, imagine if they were to do that fight scene between Gyutaro and Tengen, and right in between, all of a sudden they do a flashback. Like I would have fucking hated that. I would have absolutely. The fight between them is so quick and so precise, so fast and so spectacular that to put something in between is basically telling you, "Fuck you! I need you to I need you to read something for me." Like, no, dude. Like, finish the fight, then give us like calm us down, then give us
Yeah,
something to feed on. Like, and that was the whole point. Fight's over. Yay, we did it. We won. Oh shit, maybe we didn't. Oh wait, there's a memory. Okay. But now he wants to fight. Oh shit. Like it was really like back and forth of like shit, what's gonna happen? And then eventually he's done and he's like, okay, cool, he's gone. It's like,
that's
oh,
fucking amazing.
also, did you see that there were some Reddit posts that were like, why didn't Zenitsu get a call out from the bird saying that he defeated an upper six? It's like, dude, they went to go look for him. They didn't need to find out by the birds. They knew. Like
Yeah.
it was just a thing. Like, and that was more of a personal note. And plus they were already watching the fight.
Mhm.
So like I don't think they really needed to output that. And plus we're gonna probably find it, like they're probably gonna find out maybe later. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a personal vendetta that they had to settle. But overall, like Zenitsu's my guy, dude.
Yeah, I
Zenitsu's
know.
my boy.
I know you've always liked him, and I was sitting there watching it, just going, "Wow, okay." That was cool. I was like,
He-
I can't wait to tell Alex that I like him now. He's gone
it's
up a notch in my book.
it's the ones that like don't realize that they're powerful that are truly powerful when they awaken themselves.
Mm,
You
yeah.
know, it's very much one of those moments, and I knew he was going to be like an essential point. You know, so is Inosuke. Inosuke is going to be a huge part of it. We haven't seen him yet. We're obviously going to see
Yeah.
him in one of the fights.
Dangerously underutilized in the last while. Like I feel like he hasn't done anything in so long.
It's because he's been training.
Yeah.
He's been on his own. He's been training. So is Zenitsu. We didn't get to see Zenitsu until now. Like during the training arc, we got to see bits and pieces of them. But other than that, they've been off doing their own thing. I think they were even on a couple missions.
Mhm.
And then so like we're gonna see. I'll tell you right now, we're gonna see Inosuke in the second round. We're gonna see him doing some fucking spectacular shit.
Can't wait.
It is going to be epic. Like it's you think that you like Zenitsu's fantastic. I'm not putting his shit down at all. But like you watch Inosuke and you're gonna be like, holy shit.
Mm.
Like these guys are actually holding their own.
Yeah, that's sick. They're gonna
Yeah.
need to. Because like looking at like the upper three and how like the effort it took the two of them to kill him, and it's like they got to fight upper two, upper one, and then the big boss man. So like they have a lot of work left to do. Like his upper three
Yeah.
was hard to kill, and I presume he's three for a reason. Two is going to be even stronger. Again, we got to see a bit of two in this one. Like I'd love to see. I think the two girls that like he kind of fought or whatever absorbed, like they weren't obviously. Are they very powerful? Like on the power scale of things? Like was that
Shinobu's
were they impressive wins for him
uh,
or
yeah, of course.
yeah?
Yeah,
Like
the only reason why Shinobu lost is because she didn't have the strength to cut his head off.
mm, yeah,
Um, uh, is it Kanoe? I think it's Kanoe. She's still alive. She's fighting him right now. So we're gonna see that in the next movie.
yeah,
So like
yeah.
she
That's
hasn't
cool.
lost yet.
But is it like so I don't know if I want the answers to these questions, but like, is it going to be like Tanjiro that takes them all out, or it's other
No,
people going to get the wins? Because like,
Tanjiro's knocked out. Yu's knocked out. They're done. They're done right now. They
yeah,
need to rest because they're probably going to be there for the final fight.
mm, yeah, I kind of like that. Like in other stories, it would always be like the main character Tanjiro would like be the one to take them all out. Like it's his mission. Whereas I like the way in this, like they do like give other characters arcs and let them actually have these like epic victories as well. Like it's not just all like in the hands of Tanjiro, nobody else.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they all like Tanjiro needed assistance for everything.
Hmm.
It is only in this moment right now that even though it seemed like he needed Giyu's help, he actually saved Giyu and helped Giyu.
I like
He
him.
was helping him. So
Yeah.
like this is one of the first times Tanjiro actively was able to defeat an upper moon with like really with no help, because a lot of the times he was staying back
Yeah.
and just trying to identify what's really happening. And then from that point, he figured it out. He realized everything that he needed to do, and like he was able to identify like how Akaza works. And he learned about the transparent world and how to be extremely calm and show no killing intent, which I think was like a
That was cool.
fantastic moment.
Yeah, that was
Um,
so cool.
and hopefully we get to see more of that. I really don't remember if we do. But I'm pretty sure because like it seemed like just so important. But it maybe Akaza just needed that one moment to be dealt with, because his ability was to like detect any sort of fighting spirit slash killing intent, which would then shield him. He'd basically have the perfect shell and perfect reaction.
Yeah.
Which so like you know I think it's fantastic that he was able to actually do this on his own. I would say maybe the upper four might have been another that he technically did on his own.
Mm.
He was with like another of the regular students kind of situation. If you remember, I think he was like trying to find out which one was the original of the upper four. And then they
Yeah,
found him. It was
wasn't the four the one that just kept like shrink it. It was like the little one that was running around. Was that the four?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah,
his was labeled as fear, like or
yeah. That was cool.
and
That's so
but
funny.
like but it's crazy. But like yeah, I guess you could also say that maybe he did need help from Mitsuri because Mitsuri was also like challenging the upper four, like
Yeah,
from the different emotion. I think it
yeah,
was like the rage or something like that.
yeah,
So she was dealing with that, almost dying, and then Tanjiro was like, "I found the real one. I'm gonna fucking kill him."
yeah. He was tracking the little fear one. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
funny, man. Like so many of this stuff, like you're kind of like, how do people come up with this stuff? Like it's so bizarre. Like it's really out there, and that's what makes it great.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And they do a really good job of doing like all these different backstories. Um, they definitely these backstories don't make me cry like they do with One Piece, but their current situation makes me cry. Like the current things that are happening
mm,
like makes me sad. Like it's just one of those like when they did the moment where Gyutaro causes an explosion and then like it goes to credits and then you don't know what the fuck is going to happen and then you have to wait a week to find out like whether Tanjiro or Tengen
yeah,
survived that fight. Like that's like that to me is always like the most epic feeling. It's like they just killed my boy. Like what the fuck? Like it and
mm,
I'm just in tears because I'm like, fuck, they fought so hard. And
yeah,
then like you have the ending to like the swordsmith village arc where like when they finally kill the fourth and Nezuko like basically kicks Tanjiro and tells him like go and kill him, don't worry about me, and she's literally like starting to char up and whatnot, and I'm like, and Katie and I are just tearing up because they're like fuck, and then like all of a sudden they're like Tanjiro turn around and then she's like fine and we're still crying because we're like she's okay. It's like
yeah,
and those are like really good moments. Those are wonderful. Like I would say One Piece has a few like current event moments that happen, but for the most part, a lot of their sad shit is in the backstories.
mm, yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
but
that
other than
that
that,
moment
like
that moment with her and the son, that was because again, I was like, oh man, after everything they've been through, she's just gonna die like this. I was like, fuck. And then boom, immune to the sun. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, we're doing this story. I was like,
and
okay,
then
here we
she
go.
and then she speaks,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
that
it's
was
like,
funny.
oh my god,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, it was funny. Um, might leave it there for the week, man. We're just about to hit an hour and a half, unless you have anything else you want to bring up.
um, nothing in particular.
Are you around next week?
Yeah,
Next week is probably going to be a bit of a busy one because we're going to have Gen V. Um, I hope next week that they're not releasing 3 more episodes because then we'll have 6. But at the moment, there's 3 episodes of Gen V. I've watched the first one. You need to catch up on all of them. We'll have what else will we have? I think Zombies is out on the day that we sit down next week, the 24th. We're not going to have a chance to watch 4 episodes of Zombies. Well, I won't anyway. I won't have a chance to watch all that. So I'm going to try and watch as much of it as I can before we sit down next. But yeah, we're not gonna. I'm not gonna have all of it watched anyway. So it'll be the podcast after. It'll be episode 179 before I have all of Zombies watched anyway. So maybe discuss as much as we can, and then we'll do the week after. We'll do like a full breakdown of that entire series and see how it lands. Same with Gen V. I'll watch as much of it as I can. Same with you. Don't push yourself to try and watch it all, but just watch as much of it as you can. And we'll have the finale for Alien as well. Um, I'm not expecting you to be caught up on that either, but maybe I'll just chat with the chat about that one. And what else is on? Jesus, there's so much going on, man.
Jesus.
It's hard.
No,
He's
just
around, I think. I don't know. There's so much going on, man. It's hard to keep up. But yeah, look, I really appreciate anybody who was here live, and if you're listening to this and you've reached this part of the video at the very end, I really appreciate it. Make sure you leave a like and comment on the video as well if you're watching a replay. Let us know what you think of all these shows, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one, guys. Bye bye.
take care, all.